you realize there's this thing that to whom much is given, much is expected. I figured out that like a lot has been done to me or given to me. I have all these skills, all this knowledge, and the only way I can give back to people is to give them solutions that help them in their day-to-day lives. So this is how Hyapak happened.
Yeah.
So these classmates and I, and we are on a class trip in Lake Naivasha.
You were still in campus?
Yes.
Okay.
But now that's on my fifth year,
Yeah.
fifth engineering year. And we're on this class trip to Lake Naivasha. Then our boat gets stuck in the midst of the lake for close to like 5 hours. So your boat is stuck on a lake, 5 hours. You're trying to move, you can't move. I'll show you the videos. And then you also have these fishermen who've spent almost the whole night in the lake, and they can't come out of the lake because of this motor hyacinth also surrounding their boat. And they've caught like almost nothing, you know, and they're still trying to...
So you have nothing to show for why you were there, and you're stuck as well.
And you're like using much more energy to try and get out
of it.
Yeah. So it pained me, it hurt me. So I had my bag, like a normal backpack that you go for in like a trip or something. I took some of the hyacinth, I put it in my bag. I didn't know what I want to do with this. So then I went back to my dorm room, and I put this hyacinth in a basin in my room. No idea what I've got to do with it, but it's just there, looking at it every day. Then I organized a tree planting activity in school, and it's highly successful. Plant over 5,000 trees, everyone comes in, the vice chancellor, and even outsiders. But you know, young people like to do tree planting so that they can take photos for Instagram and so on. So after everyone leaves and all the Instagram photos, because I'm the one who had organized this activity, I'm left to collect these black polythene bags.
The ones that normally come with the seedlings.
Yeah. So I'm left to collect all of them. And I don't know how to discard them. And that's when it hits me, and I'm like, you know, instead of these plastic bags, because they're disturbing me to like collect, maybe that hyacinth in my room can probably make something that can remove this thing.
But how did you make the connection? Because this is something that's just sitting in your room. You've probably been staring at it for days. I don't know for how long.
Yeah.
But how did you make the connection? Because it's not like obvious.
So you're collecting 5,000 wrappers, right? Almost 5,000 wrappers. They've been written, recycle me, recycle me, recycle me. The normal stuff, or return me to my manufacturer.
Yeah. But no one does.
Yeah.
Or people hardly do.
Because you can't, literally. They're dirty, they're muddy, they're everything, and then you even don't know who the manufacturer is. You don't even know where they are located. So I was just like, you know, to hell with this. Angry at that point, and just like, so when I go back to my room and I'm like, you know, maybe this hyacinth probably could use it for this thing, because after all, nobody really cares about putting something in the soil. Yeah. That's how you started. That's how that joined.
But then at this point, it's probably in a basin in your room. How did you think of transferring it or making it into something that can then be like replace the polythene bag?
No, that was the hardest part. Because you have no procedure on the internet, nothing on YouTube. No research paper has ever been done on this. What you know is that hyacinth, because it's a plant, obviously, it's a weed, but it's still a plant. But if you put it on soil, it's going to biodegrade, obviously, like any other plant. So I go to my lecturers and I tell them, I want to do this for my final year. So it's still a project, and we don't even know what to do with it. So I get teams again. I get some friends. I tell them, you know, come. So we start off on some very weird procedures and weird ideas. Obviously, you know, we have to cut the plant to do something, but how we cut it and how we do everything else, no procedures, nothing else, a lot of trial and errors, copying what people do with other plants and trying to do it here. By the time we are doing our submission for a final year project, we have something. It's trash, but it's something. Like, it looks trash.
It can work.
Yeah, but at least we made something, you know.
That's just hold on a bit. That's for me, you've just said in the last 1 minute, you've said so many lessons that are important for anyone who wants to try anything. First of all, you just said, let's just try.
Yeah.
And that's how things start, you know?
That's the
and
first
then
step.
You didn't have a reference point. What you said, it's almost like having the attitude that you don't always have to have a reference point. You can be the first one and then become their reference point for other people to copy you. Because at this point, no amount of YouTube is going to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like what you said earlier, that to whom much is given, much is required. And many of us don't realize the giftings that we have or the capabilities we have until you're put in a situation where you have to do something. You know, most of us say we can't run till there's a lion or something behind you and you realize I can actually run.
Yeah, and I'm good at it.
And I'm good at it, you know, so that's really inspiring for me to know that, that sometimes you just have to start with what you have. And when you stay your mind on something long enough, like what you did with the hyacinth, it will produce something. And sometimes, and I know that that's what most innovators do. You just have to keep your mind stayed on something, and whatever you keep your eyes on or mind on, it will definitely grow. So that's awesome to know. Okay, so you've done your final year. This is the thing that you've come up with. It's not perfect.
Just something, yeah.
So what do you decide to do next?
Go to L'Oreal.
Okay.
Literally pen down the last paper, and the next day I'm reporting at L'Oreal.
Was this for the hyacinth, or you
No,
were just...
No. L'Oreal had given us this
the
internship,
yeah.
but we had not completed school yet.
Okay.
So we were like, let's finish school and then we're going to come.
Okay. So you packed the hyacinth idea?
Yeah, because we just made something.
Okay.
But we did a video.
Okay.
Trashy video. Terrible one, because the product was terrible, so we did a terrible video.
Yeah.
Posted it on Twitter before it came X. Just stayed there. So we go to L'Oreal and start doing whatever we are doing. And funny enough, I get into brands. So I get to Vassman and Nice and Lovely. Those are the brands I'm working with. Nothing to do with engineering, nothing at all. And I'm comfortable and I'm happy. And life goes on.
At this point, you were comfortable just having a job?
Doing something new or something.
But you're still a job.
Yeah, it's still a
Technically,
job.
it was a job. And that's, in my view, that's how sometimes we lose our way.
And the vision.
Then the vision, because you're given a comfort zone and you take it, but then you have all these dreams and ideas and you've seen aspects or snippets of what you can do, but then you lose sight because of comfort that comes your way.
We'll get to the comfort zone. So just hold on to that.
Okay.
Because I think that's the biggest reason why we don't usually have progression in our lives, personal lives.
Precisely.
To everyone. You are like comfortable, waking up, doing the same thing that you did yesterday.
And many people are stuck in jobs or careers because it pays you your salary, you're able to pay your bills, but then you're not really...
And it's a job you don't even love, That's
the worst part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go to L'Oreal, but then it happens that the right people see the video on Twitter, and that's IGAD, the IGAD through Hyapak. So Hyapak is the wing from IGAD that deals with the climate change in the Horn of Africa. So they see the video, and the next thing we know, we are winning an award. One of my classmates and I. So by this time, let me say, so I got 3 other classmates to help me in this. By the time we are being done, 2 are like,
you're done.
just hell.
It always happens, if you're in a team and there are people that just say, this thing is not going to happen.
Yeah, because it's just something,
Yeah.
So I did the with one of my classmates, and then we won the IGAD award, East Africa Youth for Climate Action. It was really big. So we get this award. We're having some press and all that, the photos and everything. School posters on the website.
That was God having mercy on you. Otherwise, you'd have stuck in a job, good job, but then it's not the direction.
Hold up, I'm still at L'Oreal.
Okay.
Yeah. So getting the award, but I'm still at L'Oreal. So got to get the award, put it somewhere in my room. A good trophy, actually. Go back to L'Oreal and continue working. We apply for Total Startup of the Year, Total Energy Startup of the Year. These guys love everything that you're doing. So you go through and then
And this is still the hyacinth.
No progression since we did the final year. We haven't even gone back to the research, nothing. So we win Total Energies Startup of the Year. I'm still at L'Oreal. So these guys plastered us all over
billboards. I know you're the ones who are shining. You're like those ones who are normally lifted during
Man, yeah.
KCP and KCSE.
Yeah. And it's really humbling.
Yeah.
You know, when you get someone gives you a photo that they've seen you in Isiolo, and you're like, I've never been to Isiolo, but you have a billboard in Isiolo.
What did that do for you? The sudden fame or visibility, did it do anything for you in terms of vision?
Yeah, I'll get to that. But what it did to me profoundly, and I think it prepared me for everything else that was to come. And how it prepared me, it taught me something unique, to be humble. I'm at L'Oreal. I'm an intern at L'Oreal. I'm in every newspaper, you know, billboards across the country, more billboards than the billboards I'm having for Nice and Lovely and Vassman. The senior MD there keeps on praising me every time. But you're just gonna be humble, because we realize that the only way up, and sorry, I'm religious, so the only way that God is going to lift you up is if you're humble yourself, and it's going to lift you up. That's the only condition is given, nothing else. I realized too, it's really important to do that, because people elder than me and everything were starting to ask me for even advice, and some things I don't even have any idea about. This total, people start calling, media houses are calling, and people are like, you guys have something. Like, wow, okay, this is too much. So I talked to my boss, and I'm like, let me leave. Because now the comfort zone is starting to like pick on me.
Yeah.
Everyone's calling and asking me, what are you doing? How much are you producing? And all that. You have zero information. Go to my boss, tell them, let me leave. If things work out, they'll work out. If they don't, I'll come back. That's how I left L'Oreal.
And he was okay with that?
Yeah, like, you're already late. You know, you should have done this.
So you're leaving L'Oreal to go take this idea further
from where we had it.
From where you left it in campus. Okay.
So
and how did you do that? Did you need financing? Did you have financing, or did you get goodwill? Like, how did that happen?
Total gave us some money.
Okay. That's what you want. Okay.
Not much, but it was good enough.
And you know what's interesting to me? Back to God ordering your steps. The same place you were saying you didn't want to go, Egerton, turned out to be your, I don't know, your training ground for something that produced amazing work. And to think of how many thousands of students go through same or similar institutions across Africa. And we have access to facilities, because I know we are running a hackathon with one of the universities, and one of the benefits we have is accessing the labs and the engineering department and the kind of facilities that they have. And you don't realize what we have, because many people don't actually make use of those facilities.
They don't, and it hurts me. It hurts me, that you are in a university or an institution for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And you leave without even knowing what are in some of the laboratories inside. All these resources at your proposition, then you go out there and you're still like serikali tusaidie kazi and everything. But
meanwhile, the opportunities are available. So you go back to Egerton?
So you go there, start doing all this product development, and just a little bit, one step at a time. We have guys flying in all the way from Israel to come and see engineers, because in the World Engineering Day, we had won that. It was the winning idea. So engineers are coming from like Israel and Australia, and they're coming to see what Kenyan engineers are doing, and they're like, oh God, this is what we have here. It's so good, but it's something.
This is what won.
Yeah, this is what won.
Yeah.
Kenya Innovation Week comes. So at Kenya Innovation Week, we get to win the best manufacturing startup in the country.
And were you enrolling for this? Were you being called? Like, how are you getting all this visibility suddenly?
That's probably the biggest lesson to any entrepreneur or any innovator for that matter. It's networking. Right. The most important asset you can have is to have people who can mention you in a room full of opportunities.
Especially when you're not there.
Exactly. When someone nominates you for something that you didn't even apply for, you have no idea of what it is about, and just get an email of thank you for applying for something you didn't apply.
You know you didn't apply.
You know you didn't, but thank you for applying, and you're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So The school only did me
And
for...
sorry, how do you do the networking? Because maybe there's a young person out there, they're thinking, you're probably 23 at that point.
Yep.
And someone is asking, okay, so how did you, 23, 22 actually? And they're thinking networking. Networking is those things that people who are looking for businesses do. How do you as a young person network at that age, and with whom? Where do you start?
So first is the mentality that the worst that anyone can tell you is a no.
Is a no.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, they can't beat you up,
Yeah.
they won't slap you, they just tell you no. I don't want to talk to you or something.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
But again, you have to like attend these events, attend webinars, then shoot a thank you email to maybe the organizer, tell them thank you for organizing this. It was a pleasure attending. You probably even didn't listen to the whole webinar or something, but this person will like be like, oh, this is
They'll
interesting.
take note of you.
Yeah. Attend these events, conferences and all that. Say just hi. And then the next thing will be, what do you do? Hi, my name is this, I do this, or I don't do this, and all that. Then everything flows.
From there.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, hi, can I have your card? Can I have your something?
Okay. So you're saying you go back to Egerton and then you get nominated for Kenya Innovation Week.
Kenya Innovation Week. So I attend Kenya Innovation Week.
And you win?
Best manufacturing startup.
With something that is not even fully developed.
Yeah, not fully, but at least it's something.
Yeah.
Now it's much better.
Yeah.
Much better, because right now it had like 100% of my time and attention. So I'm actually staying in school, somewhere around school and all that. You've grown famous, so everyone in school wants to like take photos with you.
Selfies.
Yeah. So you go wearing hoodies and all that. So that then, immediately after Kenya Innovation Week, there was the Jamhuri thing that the president was hosting at KICC, and the one that he invited the former Twitter chief, Jack Dorsey, to come. We were asked to exhibit, and you don't have much to exhibit, so it's still under the Egerton booth, but it's something really small that you're exhibiting. And it so happened that one of the guys who's coming around, someone from the ministry. This person's like, oh, hi, this is really interesting.
Ministry of Education, Ministry of ICT?
No, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. So they come and they're like, oh my God, this is really interesting. I think the president will want to love this. Oh, okay, thank you. I don't know, he's the guy from Ministry. I'm like, okay, thank you so much, sir. Then they're like, oh, actually, let me have your number and something. The president will be launching a 15 billion tree planting project in a few weeks. It will be interesting for you to meet him. Oh, thank you. That's it. But these guys are like serious, so they follow me up and everything.